We're about to start the pre-show. Do the pre-show warm up.
What is up, folks? Yogizilla here. And this is the HorsePLAY Live pre-show. I feel like shit, and I probably sound like shit. So this might be, dare I say, a shorter show. Warchild's here. I think Beard is coming. And Obi and Blades are on the road right now. The original plan was for them to do the show from my home, but there's been so much shit going on, and on top of that I got sick. It didn't work out. Next time. Plus with my wife, you need more than 2 or 3 weeks of heads up to make those kind of plans. Anyway, just kind of looking ahead, we are continuing our Unicorn Poopies series, and tonight we are probably, hopefully, wrapping up video games. We'll be looking at roguelikes, palette cleansers, a little bit of game engines. That was going to be its own category, but we kind of consolidated a bit. Social games, tabletop games, all kinds of stuff. Ooh, excuse me. We'll also look into that tricky little thing about you know, what makes a game indie. Because you know, you used to have mid-tier studios, which is still kind of exists, but nowadays it's kind of like you're either indie or you're a big studio, a AAA studio. So it's something, there's a point of contention. So maybe we'll get some discussion going on that. And we're probably going to talk a little bit about the shows we've been watching so far, now that shows are coming back from fall break, and other shows are taking over during the mid-season break. You got shows like the 100 that are back. I think iZombie's coming back. New shows running, and oh yeah, Magicians is back. I'm forgetting. I'm definitely forgetting one. The Walking Dead is coming back soon. I know Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I think Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. just came back and it's going on another break, if I'm not mistaken. So many breaks. That's what we try to avoid on this show, is taking too many breaks. We have not taken a break yet. We have not missed a week yet. Eventually that streak will end, but I want to avoid that bad habit of canceling a show, because we see what happens when we do that with other shows. So, carpe diem. I'm going to drink my tea here. Hopefully clear up the nasal passages. More than likely it's just going to be me and Warchild tonight. Alright. For the sake of starting on time, I'm going to go ahead and get the show started. Hey BFT, what's up, man? And hopefully you'll be back just in time. I think he has to do something for his better half. Try not to snort too much into the mic, but sometimes it sneaks up and I don't get a tissue in time, so it's like, well, it's either coming through the front or the back. That's what she said? Maybe? There we go, I think I hear him coming back. Oh, yeah, you know, I suppose we should also talk a little bit about Super Bowl. Very, very interesting Super Bowl. Disappointing for most, but interesting nonetheless.
go, whippersnapper.
I'll probably try and do 2 more podcasts after I'm done, because I got to catch up with War About Radio and I'm behind on the Gamer Tag Chronicles and stuff. I've been thinking about
Gamer tag. I
just
know
seeing
those
the
guys.
more benefits of being one income household. Well, one person working, the other one staying home, taking care of the kids. And I was also reminded that that's how my mom was. She
I think he's on the phone. This might be a private conversation. He doesn't realize he's live. So I want to mute him for now. And I want to blow up his spot. Alright, well, here we go. And we'll see you in a few.
You are listening to an All Games Radio Network broadcast of allgames.com.
Hi, this is Normie from Knuckleballer Radio and Zombie Cast, and you're listening to one of my favorite shows on the Geeky Antics Network. Don't forget to check out the rest of the gang over at geekyantics.net. Warning, there might be rants and food ahead and possibly inappropriate behavior. Don't tell anybody though.
Greetings, geeks, gamers, furries, and ninja robots. This is HorsePLAY Live. I'm your bald bear lizard host, Yogizilla. You can just call me Yogi. And we have assembled our usual motley crew for you today to discuss all things geeky, but mostly video games and shenanigans and rants and food talks thereof. And folks, this is episode 165. Yeah, we have 164 plus other episodes. There's some bonus episodes in there too, and there's some lost episodes of HorsePLAY. And this particular one is tentatively titled Never Ending Unicorn Poopies. Meow mix, please deliver. I don't know. That's my crazy mind. That's kind of how I feel today, just kind of wonky and silly. Yes, we're continuing the Unicorn Poopies. And I am sick. It's going around. Everybody's taking turns being sick. There's Beard. Let's see if Warchild's still talking in the background.
I heard some about Meow Mix when I came back.
Oh, perfect timing. Perfect timing. By the way, folks, this is a live show, as the name insinuates. And if you want to join us live, if you're not already, you go to twitch.tv/geekyantics or allgames.com. And we do this every Thursday at 11 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Pacific, 4 a.m. GMT. I think that's right? Yeah. So yeah, round 7-ish of the Unicorn Poopies. You guys ready? All right.
Not really.
Hoorah to ashes.
Well, let's go ahead and introduce your other hosts tonight. First, we got Beard and Hat, a.k.a. Taylor. What's up, bro?
How's it going?
Did
I just finished shoveling.
Oh, did the bug catch you yet? Did you get this nasty bug?
No.
Okay. Yeah.
I've avoided that. I've been outside shoveling for the last, 12 hours, 10 hours.
So you're going to get it now.
Nah, I'll be fine.
Ain't got time to be sick.
You're resilient. That's right, you guys got hit by a nasty snowstorm, and we just got winds and rain.
Oh, we got I think it's about 19 inches of snow.
Oh, is that all? That's hardly a Mandingo.
Yeah, that's all. It was.
Somebody told you wrong.
Mm-hmm. That's nothing. Jokes
Yeah,
on the
it's
show.
nothing till you're shoveling it out. Yeah.
Amen to that. It's just,
BFT says jokes on the snow. I was already sick. Yeah, everybody's getting sick, man. And that other wonderful voice you hear in the background is Warchild Mark IV. What's up, bro?
Not
AKA,
much. Just
a.k.a. Everett, a.k.a. the Blue Streak. I don't know. A.k.a. the Black Hammer. I don't know.
What?
I'm just gonna
What am I, a secret government program, or am I like a super cop or something? You got the Blue Streak, a.k.a. Project Blackhammer, a.k.a. the guy that ate too much bacon. I mean, what's going on, man?
You can't eat too much bacon. That's some silly talk.
He finally found his stopping point.
Speaking of bacon, one of my guilty pleasures this week in all my bedridden time has been watching My Kitchen Rules. Have you guys heard of that?
Heard of it, yeah.
I hate reality television, but I love food, so I'll make a provision there. So it's celebrities cooking, and man, so it's so sad. Some of the stuff they come up with is like, that's so uninspired. Like, really? That's the best you could do? And I love food shows because the way they critique food is, a lot of it's so stupid. It's like, what, does it taste good? Okay, then you win. Like, the presentation's just off. Oh, suck it. It's not, I'm not going to worry about the presentation when it's in my stomach. I mean, it's got to look appetizing.
Yeah, but you're not snooty enough. You're not snooty enough. You have to think fancy, because all these guys are going to be able to cook something great. So it's going to taste great, no matter what.
And plus,
so it's just a matter of getting that extra step above.
Mm-hmm. And plus, how it's presented does kind of matter, because you're going to know what to expect whenever it's on your palate. And you're like, okay, this matches well. It tastes good. Instead of like, you just put it in your mouth and all of a sudden you don't know what you just ate, but it doesn't agree with you and you're ready to spit it back out.
Yeah, I mean, I joke. It does matter because, it makes it look more appealing, and you compare the foods together so you can see, okay, I'm supposed to take a bite of this and a bite of that, and, I get it, but there's certain...
As long as you're not pompous with it.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, these bean sprouts were farmed midsummer upon the backs of Venezuelan immigrants in Africa.
See, you joke, but there was a part where... I forgot to switch scenes. Yep, I'm definitely out of it. But there was a part where the guy dinged them at some points. It was an otherwise flawless plate, a flawless dish, and he dinged them because he paired two foods that were not from the same season. But yeah, who cares? They're complementary flavors. So
that's so stupid.
Yeah, mind you, these are not professional chefs. I understand if you're at that high level, like the best of the best, like Iron Chef, I get it, right? But these are like celebrities that don't cook for a living, and don't have a culinary background. Like they're making, fried chicken and, chili, things that, for the most part, they're pretty simple to put together, unless you have a little secret recipe and you can kick it up a notch. But at the end of the day, it's still pretty simple foods,
Yeah.
Then again, you could mess up fried chicken, though.
I beg to differ.
No,
yes, you can.
You could. I'm saying you can. Because
you couldn't.
No, I'm congested,
I was
so
about
maybe
to say too. I'm like,
maybe it sounded like that, but no, you
hold
definitely,
on
you definitely can mess it up because of the batter. Like the batter's everything. Like just throwing it in the fryer is nothing. But if you have shitty, bland batter, you need those 11 herbs and spices. Get up with the kernel.
I agree with that. You mess around and just put something bad in there. That's just not right. You just like, ew, no. Why'd you do that? Don't do it again. Yeah.
By the way, now they have Iron Chef Junior, or was it Iron Chef Junior or Hell's Kitchen, something like that. Master Chef Junior, I think it was. Whatever the Fox show is.
I thought they've had. I thought they had
around for a while.
Minute, yeah.
Was it?
I want.
It's a series premiere. It says no. I didn't know.
See, the thing is, I want Gordon Ramsay to curse the kids out. I don't want him to be all soft on them. I want him to go hard on them, just like he goes on the adults.
That'd be hilarious, man. Like in
that'd be
Hell's
wrong.
Kitchen.
I would pay money to watch him make a child cry.
That would be so wrong. Look at it! It's raw! It's black! Look at it!
That would be hilarious.
That's so wrong. No!
Come on, you want to see that.
I'll never be a chef again. Gordon Ramsay cussed me out.
Just
no,
crush their spirits.
I do not want to see a little kid's dreams get crushed like that. That's just wrong. That's so wrong on so many levels.
Well, better.
It's hilarious to me.
Better him than the internet.
And I just see a crying Michael Jordan face in the future of some kids.
Most kids.
Most kids. You're right. Most kids.
Well, I did see some clips, and it looked hilarious anyway, because, you know, the way the kids talk. One kid had like the cute little lisp, and another kid was like, "Oh, I hope it's scrumptiddlyumptious." I'm like, scrumptiddlyumptious? What?
Scrumdiddlyumptious, I guess is what he meant.
Yeah, it was just. It looks like it'll be fun. I mean, and it's food too, so like you can't go wrong. Sometimes I'm watching those cooking shows, and I'm like, "Oh, I can kick up my cooking game now." I'm like, I never thought about doing that.
And then you never do it anyway.
No, I actually do. Yeah, no. Cooking, that's one of the few things I do follow through with. Like, I learned a very important lesson about mixing certain kind of batters and why you don't want to over-agitate. You know, I understood the science behind it, but then it didn't really click until someone explained it in very simple terms. This is what happens. Oh, and then I went back to all these failed cakes and breads, and I'm like, oh snap! Hey, Warchild Games. Thanks for
That's my new Twitter my new Twitch channel.
Oh, that's right, cause so you're not gonna use Warchild?
I might, but it's a lot easier. Yeah. See.
Yeah, see.
Make it a little bit easier. That way everything matches up, you know.
True.
Brand cohesion.
Let the merger begin.
Oh man.
All right. Let's get through 3 of these.
Good luck with that.
That's the plan, yeah. Have you guys caught any other shows, any new shows that came out, like APB or 24 Legacy?
I don't watch TV.
The wife and I just got done with 24 Legacy, and yeah, we're gonna be watching it. We're definitely gonna be watching it.
Do you like?
And at first,
that's the dude that played Dre in Straight Outta Compton, right?
you know, I can't really say because I didn't see Straight Outta Compton.
Oh,
I should have.
Well, I'm like 99% certain it's him.
The guy that played the black guy in 24 Legacy, the guy that played the black guy. At least I didn't say the black guy that played the black guy. The black guy that played the black guy in 24. Yeah, the black guy that played the black guy was the black guy that played Dre Straight Outta Compton.
Tell her I think his last name is Hawkins, something like that.
Is his last name Hawkins? She doesn't know his real name. She said, "Hold on, she gonna Wiki Google it or something."
Corey, maybe. I don't know.
Oh. I just know the show is good. APB is good too. I was watching before I hopped on the stream.
I know.
Yeah, it's good. I like the idea behind it.
Yeah, the idea is really cool. Did you like the?
It's Hawkins, yeah.
Oh, I got it! Yay! Did you try out Stars? Not Stars. Star. All Fox shows so far, by the way.
I didn't try Star, nah.
If you like Empire, give it a shot. Like I said, it's only up to like episode 6 or 7 now.
I might.
It's pretty dope.
The wife came home and had some ideas in mind, so we checked them out, and she made a really good decision there. So I can't knock it. I can only endorse it. My name is Warchild, and I approve this message.
Plus APB and 24 are both part of that Monday block. There really is anything on Monday nights that I can think of competing with that. Well, Big Bang Theory, but who watches that while it's actually playing live?
I know in our case, we don't really have, we're not really, I guess you could say, dedicated as far as having an actual cable provider. So most of the stuff we watch on Hulu, or we watch it on, even Vudu has got free first episodes. That's how we watched APB and 24. So that's mainly how we watch our stuff.
And then you have
they don't want too much for cable.
Yeah, cable. Like I said, up until like maybe a couple years ago, we didn't really watch too much TV. We finally just broke down because it was the only way to break down our bill, which is stupid. Adding something brought down the bill, but yep.
Yeah.
Freaking Comcast. But yeah, APB is pretty dope. I'm pretty excited about that. And they said it has the dude that plays Andy on Weeds. I like him. He's a pretty good actor. He's got a likable face. Some people have punchable faces. He has a likable face.
He is a pretty good actor. I couldn't finish Weeds because it took forever, and it always seemed like it was the same thing happening over and over and over again. Because you look up and, oh no, she's with another drug lord. Now she's got to sell this weed. Now she's selling too much weed. Now she needs to stop selling the weed. It's like, okay, well.
Yeah, it definitely was repetitive. I mean, let's be honest. The main reason you watched is to see how many times she got naked, and I was okay with that.
That's the best they got to offer.
Yeah. You just kept hoping that she would break the vicious cycle, and then nope. It just kept getting worse and worse and worse. But it was a fun show. I like Weeds. Definitely a guilty pleasure. So outside of TV, how's everyone's week been?
We're gonna focus on the podcast. I won't talk about my earlier week because it's work oriented. That's all I'm gonna say. And it was
in the past. We're focusing on the future now.
Thank you. Tell him, Beard. Tell him. Your beard's got to get bigger than it was yesterday. That's what you focus on. Growing that beard, getting it bigger than it was the day before.
Future
beard.
Future Beard. For
Exactly.
some reason, that sounds like a good video game or band name. Future Beard. I like that.
Future Beard sounds like a made-up video game that would exist in Dexter's Laboratory. That'd be the Action Hank video game.
Oh man! And then I don't know, you can shoot like some type of power out of your beard. Come out all like multicolored and everything.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love it. I love Dexter's Lab. You're stupid.
I miss that show.
Dee, you're stupid.
Dexter's Laboratory lives the
Lawsuit.
smartest boy you've ever seen. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
What was that, Beard?
Lawsuit. Copyright strike. Careful.
Oh,
It's a cover. It's a cover.
No,
That doesn't matter. Copyright strike.
Freaking YouTube is super sensitive now. It's terrible. Dude,
To
but
the point where a brother can't even sing a song now. That's jacked up.
can't even hum it. You can't even have someone in the background farting to the melody of it. They'll pick it all up, man. I'm telling you. I had someone played something on their phone really low, 2 rooms over, and somehow in a low frequency, YouTube picked it up with their freaking scrubbers and like inaudible to human ears. You can't even see the wavelength, the sine waves on video editing, audio editing software, but they heard it. They're like, it's there, it's faint, but it's there. Like, damn, you guys need to work in forensics or something, catch some criminals.
I can believe it. I mean,
They
they're
are catching criminals.
Yeah, they got so strict lately. It doesn't make any sense though, because like I had when the For Honor closed beta came out, they had said you can't put that up. That's a strike. Oh wait, we gave you another strike. That other strike is pending with the other strike. We got to see it if it's okay. Got to see if it's okay to do it, and it was. Because like
And you
that last
wonder why
conversation we had.
VidMe is starting to really catch on.
Yeah. Ugh.
Mm-hmm. Too big to fail? I don't know.
No such thing.
No such thing, yeah. It's no longer fun to produce content when you have to worry about all these crazy stipulations. But I saw somewhere, I saw this weird, like, it was like some kind of fan produced thing where it was like, where are Dexter, Dee Dee, and the rest of the cast now? And like Dee Dee was like a stripper, a meth addict or something, like some fucked up shit. And Dexter was like into steroids because he's overcompensating for his small size, like some weird shit like that. Like, damn, they really thought this all out.
That's jacked up. I saw somebody do like a anime version of Dexter. It was on DeviantArt at one point. It's pretty cool. They did Samurai Jack too, I believe. Oh, Samurai Jack!
Yeah.
Have you heard of that?
So dope.
Yeah.
Oh man, what is that? Season 5?
Yep.
God, it's like the '90s, man. It's like I don't know what's going on, but every time I look up, they're bringing something back, and I am not complaining.
Yeah.
I'll complain about most of it because it sucks. But
Yeah,
Samurai
okay.
Jack,
Yeah.
I'm all about that coming back.
I hear you. I would sing that song, but I can't because YouTube copyright.
You've learned. Good job.
I know. I don't want to learn. I just want to be. I want to have fun and sing. They don't want to let me.
Nope. Rules are rules, my friend. Rules are rules.
I'm not saying it's you. I'm just saying it's you too.
Party poopers. By the way, you said For Honor, the open beta is going on. Pretty soon we'll probably get a Ghost Recon Wildlands open beta.
That would be lovely.
Because, yeah, they had a lot of issues with people. They were supposed to get into the beta not getting their codes and all kind of messy stuff. And, yeah. Even
Yeah,
like the
but
codes you got.
From what I've seen, there's from what I saw from the game, it looks a little bland.
I mean, if you love Ghost Recon, it's what you would expect, you know?
Oh, but what about the other news from today? Fucking Destiny 2 will be out this year.
I'm not surprised. I just wish they shouldn't rush it, especially with without really learning. Well, I would hope they learned from Destiny 1, the original, especially the vanilla. Like, if you're going to put the game out, at least make the storyline, number one, worth my time. And number two, just give us all the content. That's just all I got to say about that. Because, I mean, World of Warcraft, they gave so much content out. I mean, it was gigs of things to do. So don't take that away from just people that are willing to buy into your product, especially since you made over, was it $1 billion?
They made too much.
Yeah, too much to not put out anything.
Yeah.
Especially off the other $120 worth of DLC.
Yeah,
Or
and
after
then they,
you bought the game.
yeah,
Fuck that
and then
noise.
they still try and make you buy stuff like the little boxes just to get armor.
Yeah, I stopped playing when they nerfed everything that I worked so hard to get.
Yeah,
I was out. Like, nope, I'm done.
I still play. I don't know. It's just, I guess it's the familiarity of it.
Yeah, it's like that's like your comfort blanket.
Yeah.
I get it. That was kind of my whoopee for a little while, and then I was like, nope, I'm done. I wonder.
Yeah, I played it
this
for a while.
news.
I got mad.
Yeah, I used to watch you stream it all the time, and
Oh, yeah.
90% of it was
The
just you
problem-
dancing in the tower.
Because we were waiting for a fucking group. That's the problem when you don't have a solid group of people to play with either.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're left
that
to the
is very
whims
true.
of whoever's available on fucking the LFG websites. And I remember the day that I decided I was done. At least with streaming it. We were running the Vault of Glass. And the group that we had found that was just strung together was the largest collection of idiots. Like, combined, I think they had a intelligence level of a potato. It was bad.
What happened?
We got to Atheon. We got to the end of it. But the constant bickering and everyone thinking they knew better than the other person for how to actually beat the boss. I was just staring at the screen with my mic muted, just pulling my hair out. It's like, nope, I'm done.
See, now I've been on the noob side of things, and especially when it was that whole, you gotta have Yellowhorn, else you can't join a group thing.
Oh, God.
Which is just, it got so annoying. Okay, cool. But yeah, it just got so annoying because there was times where I was in a group, I was waiting on other people to show up, but we couldn't start because we couldn't find enough people that had the Yellowhorn. So
just get people to show up.
Yeah, pretty much.
Doesn't matter if you. That irritated the hell out of me. See, it wasn't the Gallahorn buff the Gallahorn buff is what put me, or nerf is what put me over the edge, but it was getting rid of, I forgot what the ability was called, but it would double the ammo capacity of your weapons.
Field Scout.
There you go.
Field Scout, yeah, they got rid of that. And that was the only reason that
they dumbed it down. Yeah.
The heavy machine gun that you got from the Vault of Glass, I can't remember the name of it now. But that thing was my jam. 100 bullets in the clip.
You can still get Field Scout rolls, just can't get it on...
It's a different type of Field Scout, because it increases the capacity, but I think Field Scout used to be something like you could go from having like 12 shots to maybe 24 or something. It's been a minute. Yeah, more than the usual capacity of ammo. Yeah.
Because I had 100 ammo in my fucking...
Yeah, it was when you were
heavy.
When you were reloading, you had a chance to get extra ammo, right? Wasn't that it?
Nope. No.
That was Clown Cartridge.
That's the Clown Cartridge.
Well, that was one of them.
Yeah, you see, I haven't played for a while.
It's been quite some time. I don't feel bad not going back to it.
I don't either.
I wish it well.
I used to miss. I used to get curious, but like the Division still calls me back, but Destiny does not. Even though I have lots of friends that still play on an Xbox, I'm like,
I was debating on going back on the Xbox, but there's no point because of the how the PS4 always has the exclusives.
Sony should have just ponied up a little bit more money and made that game completely exclusive.
Yeah. Now, I would have loved to have seen, and this is like a far-fetched idea, they're probably not going to do it, but a Halo ODST game that was kind of similar to Destiny. Because I loved ODST. It was in one of the popular Halo games. Most people loved it, or most people hated it, excuse me, but I loved it, and it was one of the best ones in my opinion. But I know they're not going to do that because of the fact that nobody really liked it too much.
Yeah, nobody bought it. They're not making a sequel, or they're not going to make another game like it.
Yeah.
I like the ODST too.
You know, ironically enough, Halo was going to be a third-person game.
I would have liked it better.
I don't know. Seeing some of the alpha footage, it's interesting.
Well,
I don't think it would have been as popular as it is today if it was third person.
Originally, it was supposed to be an RTS game. It wasn't even supposed to be a shooter.
Yep.
You know, Bungie got really lucky, and then with Destiny, they decided to make Halo again.
Shoot, they didn't get lucky. They had Daddy Warbucks back in the whole project.
Oh yeah, that doesn't hurt for sure.
How much money do you need, Annie?
Mm-hmm. Bankroll me, please. I wonder, with this news though, are people gonna stop playing Destiny altogether? You think is it gonna drop off?
No, what they can do to keep that going is put in little drops that'll keep people interested, like stuff that'll carry over to Destiny 2.
Well, with the way they are, I doubt there's going to be anything that's going to carry over to Destiny 2 because of the fact that they can only really focus on one project. And the way this last expansion was, it forced you to update your system. With that being in mind, you know, that type of mentality, you're not going to want to continue to carry people on an older game or older platform. You're probably just going to forget about the old game and then try and focus on a new one, which in turn is going to push people to focus on a new thing.
Or carry over
they're going to drop
skins, at least something, because...
skins, weapons, something.
Well, the weapons I don't think are going to carry over. I would love if the, what do you call them, the shaders carried over. Supposedly the ship is supposed to be... have an actual function instead of just being for like straight cosmetics and something to look at. So we'll see.
But I'm not gonna play it.
I'll probably buy in.
They got too greedy with Destiny 1. I'm not going to get more of my money.
I was getting questionable after House of Wolves, and they changed up their whole meta. Did not like it at first.
The other thing is I didn't play PvP. I didn't like PvP.
It was horrible.
That was not what I was there for. And then after it was House of Wolves added the PvE stuff, the Prison of Elders.
Yeah, Prison of Elders, and then the actual the in-world events where you had you had God, what is the name of that? The first one, the Dark Below. That was the one that first added real-time event things that would happen. Like you'd have the swords, Blades of Crota come into the world, and then House of Wolves, you would have the wolf dropship come in. Yeah.
Now, those were
mixed
cool,
it
up. Once people got bored of doing that, it went to just being PvP.
Yeah.
And so that just wasn't... I wasn't there for that. That was not my interest.
Yeah. PvP did get old. It just... Especially seeing that how it was either broken one way or you had to deal with the fact that people would lag so much. I mean, it's just too much.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, and everybody pretty much ran hunters or warlocks, and it's just people just teleporting and zipping around. Like, the meta was pretty stale on the PvP. I mean, I enjoyed it, but yeah, it was pretty old hat. And I definitely prefer the PvE. That's the feel sad. Like, if you take away the PvP, you realize just how shallow Destiny is. But if you love the PvP and you don't get tired of it, then it's a really deep game because you can just play that over and over again. But the PvE is just, you can see the progression from Crota and then through the other raids. They get less and less inspired. Because Crota was really brilliant. All the little different things they had in there.
Yeah, it was a decent raid. Really, what they could have did was focus on an in-depth storyline, and then yeah, I know.
Yeah,
I will laugh at that forever.
I know. And then they could have went and had their next expansion focus on PvP, and then just kind of build it up to the point where you would have the best of both worlds, and they could add on to either or. Kind of like they added Sparrow Racing. Sparrow Racing should have been in there.
They could have done that. Wasn't that the Red Bull exclusive thing for a while? They tied in that brand deal with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
think so. Ooh.
Bless you.
Thank you.
Salud.
What's funny, even if Destiny wasn't a commercial success, which clearly it was, it's got such a rabid fan base, right? That they make excuses. Like, they're the biggest apologists out there. I feel like they might be worse than Nintendo fans because the story's not there.
At least Nintendo puts out good stuff.
Yeah, can't argue with that.
The ones that will keep getting slapped in the face by poor console launches and keep pre-ordering whatever they come out with at a premium. But anyway, there's people that make up their own lore, or they really dig for the lore of Destiny. It's such a deep, immersive world. I'm like, yeah, but you don't get that really when you're playing the game. You have to really look for it. Like, you're really gleaming some things that are not there. It's just...
Dark Souls is the same way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, but see, Dark Souls is like that by design, right?
Yeah. Destiny, there was supposed to be a story there.
Exactly. They tried, and then they
I don't
hit
even
a
have time to
wall.
explain why I don't have time to explain.
Exactly. They saw our intelligence like, oh, you know what? That thing I promised you like 3 hours ago, you know, you're not good enough for it. And then don't ask again. I'm not gonna tell you. Like, what? You're insulting my intelligence. Freaking Destiny talks down to its fans, and people are like, yes,
but
please.
the thing was that game was so buttery smooth. Mechanics wise, that game is still one of the better you can play.
Yeah. That's definitely true. That's why
Bungie
I'm such a big
knows
fan
how
of
to do
Titanfall
that.
2. Like, Titanfall 2, like, is so buttery smooth that it's like, you know, I'm not really a run and gun type of guy, but here, I love it because it just feels good. It's satisfying, you know? I'm sorry. What are you saying?
Just saying I miss Dinklebot.
So do I.
So that better than...
I kind of wish that when they were planning on getting rid of him, Zach Braff actually petitioned them on Twitter to be the new Dinklebot. I think that would have been great.
Yeah, a lot better than... Who is it? Nathan Fillion?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I've like... You've awoken the hive versus you've awoken the hive. It's like... So are we gonna like sleep with them or something? Have like a slumber party? Is that what it sounds like?
Sounds like it's getting a little sexy in here.
I mean, not in a sexy way. Just like, you know, like you've awoken the hive. It's party time. Yeah.
Definitely didn't have the same quality as Dinklebot.
Yeah. Just weird. Just weird. He look, he wasn't even close to Dinklebot. I'm sorry. He just seemed like a quick pick to like
who's
get
available
that guy
right now.
Yeah.
They should have just
People
wrote it
getting
out.
pissed.
Wrote it out and brought in the brothels and, you know, and the booze. Put it put that as part of the Destiny universe. Boom. Then that works. Like, ooh, Game of Thrones meets Halo. Yay! Just commit. Have to fully commit to it. But that's funny. Out of all the things that people were vocal about, that was the thing they addressed. Not the big hole left behind by there being no real plot or substance. Good job. Good job, Bungie.
There's a hole you could easily fall into. And then my thing is, the Cabal, because I mean they were one of my favorite enemies to fight because of the fact that it was easy headshots, and it was fun because they could interact with you because any other enemies they're like, I'm just gonna hit you once, or I'm gonna hit you with this big sword, it's not gonna knock you back. The Cabal were like, get the fuck out of here, and they hit you with the shield and you go flying across the screen, you look up, you're dead. Your ghost is like, I don't know what happened. You got too close, man.
Apparently they're going to be the enemies in the next one.
I guess that's why they didn't add anything, which I guess I can forgive. But still, it's like you neglected the enemy class.
Yeah.
And then you completely confuse storylines because you're sitting here saying that Crota's on the way over, but you've killed his son already. but Crota is the leader of the Hive Pantheon. But you look up and they're like, oh wait, there might be more. So you're confusing people with your storyline here. It's like, are the Hive done? Is there more? What's going on?
It's the Final Fantasy IX problem. After you beat the main boss, it's like, oh, now you have to fight me. Who the fuck are you?
I'm the narrator. Fight the narrator. I've been here the whole time telling your story.
Twice. I played through that piece of shit twice to figure out if they ever mentioned the final boss once in the game. Nope. Never did.
Wow. Yep. What do you do? Video games. That's all you can say.
It just goes to show you, as much as people say they want a story in their games, the
Story
people
doesn't
have
matter.
It doesn't matter. People have voted with their wallet, and story does not matter because Destiny definitely doesn't have one. Oh, let's put a campaign in there. Oh, yeah, sure.
Still, I have to admit, it's better than No Man's Sky.
Yes.
Go out and create your own story. Become what you are meant to be. It's like, well, what am I supposed to be? I got a spaceship. I don't know why I landed here. You got me just putting around and running out of gas. There's no space gas stations. Why do I have to dig for the resources? What's going on here?
You have to make it all up for yourself.
Yeah, really. Brother can't even get a space slushy, if such a things exist. I'm just saying.
Yeah, No Man's Sky.
That's why I like to call it No Man's Try.
Yeah, I'm not even getting into it. But
that's probably going to win
us
in the chat. What's that?
It's probably going to win the
road.
No Man's Sky. Yes, we have. It's a long, tedious, and ugly road.
Yeah. I mean, there's people that like it, but those people were not expecting anything from the game, so...
They paid those people off.
Yeah. Well...
Oh, we're talking about game launches over here?
Yeah, that's what I was saying in the chat. We're talking about how, you know... And this is a subjective thing, like a good console launch... it really depends what you're into. These past couple of generations have been pretty ho-hum overall. But what I'm saying is, you know, Nintendo fans are loyal almost to a fault. Like, Nintendo could do no wrong. You know, all the dick moves they pulled, you know, with social media and not putting out a new Metroid. Teasing us, like, they're constantly blue-balling their fans, and they take it. Destiny fans are just as loyal. Like, it's like, yeah, it's okay. You know, you punched me in the face, but you only did that because you had a bad day, and I know you really love me, and that's just that's how you express it. Oh, okay, cool. I'm gonna punch you again. Thank you.
Yeah, but it's not Nintendo. It's not really Nintendo doing the punching.
Yeah, that's debatable. Okay,
it's the third parties.
And I stand corrected. They did put out a new Metroid, but that one no one counts it because it's not in the vein of Metroid Prime. Like, it was some abomination. Like
the DS one, the
Federation.
Prime Federations or whatever. Yeah, fuck that noise. I want Samus. And I don't want other M Samus. I want a real Samus.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They just kind of do what they want, and, you know, I don't know. I have problem with Nintendo, and you know, I'm going to rain anybody's party that's excited for the Switch, but to me, it's, eh.
I won't be buying it day one, but I will be buying it.
I'm still on the fence. Yeah. Price has got to go down for me.
The other M was a dumpster fire of a game. But Nintendo makes great games, yes.
New for 2017, E.T. the game.
See, that's the thing.
They've almost completely run out of ideas. It'll happen.
God,
for me, people talk about exclusives, right? And how Nintendo has something no one else offers. But I'm kind of over exclusives. Like, it's got to be an experience overall that really makes me want to do it. Like, if they said, Panzer Dragoon Saga coming to Nintendo Switch exclusive. Now you're talking, you know?
Yeah,
Just
but
saying-
that's such a niche fucking game.
Yeah, but see, I'm just saying, that's what will excite me. Hey, I'm being selfish right now. That's what will excite me. They say, oh, new Super Mario Galaxy. I'm like, yeah.
But Super Mario Odyssey doesn't excite you?
Nah,
Is that getting you out of bed in the morning?
nah, I'm good. I mean,
Come on, man.
if I have it, if I had it, I'd play it. But is that gonna be enough to make me buy a console? You know, that's where I'm at with it. And yeah, third party support is a big thing too. The chat right now. Oh man, out of control. Anywho,
Made somebody mad.
All right, let's
let's
dive into these.
Yeah, we did our opening banter. Let's dive right into the Unicorn Poopies, round 7-ish. First category, guys. Best roguelike / roguelite. And I know before we get into it, let's not get into a whole debate on what is roguelike or roguelite. You know, I think it's pretty self-explanatory, right? Permadeath, procedurally generated, punishingly hard, right? And there's some degrees of variation there, but that's pretty much what you'd expect. So we have Enter the Gungeon, Risk of Rain, Rogue Legacy, Crypto the Necro Dancer, can't talk, and Dungeon of the Endless. I feel like I'm missing something here. Am I missing something here?
It feels like it. There's got to be, while we're talking about these, I'm sure something else will come up.
I know Gungeon is fun though. I've been stuck in that game for a minute.
I'm playing it right now.
I'm trying to get in my beta for the For Honor beta here, but love that Enter the Gungeon.
I got no interest in For Honor, but Enter the Gungeon. That gets my vote for best roguelike of the last year, easily.
Same here. I wish it was you could play with another player. 'Cause that'd
They
be
have
awesome.
couch co-op, but the
They
couch
do?
co-op is, yeah, you can do 2-player, one system.
Huh. Okay.
It's all right. It's fun. It's Enter the Gungeon with 2 people. It's exactly what you'd expect.
You sound
But-
down on it for some reason.
I wish it had online. That's the only thing. If it had online co-op instead of just couch co-op, that'd be great. But
I'd give it time because I mean, just like State of Decay, I mean that took a minute.
Yeah.
They finally
Yeah,
made it
but
on
I think-
multiplayer.
I don't think they have any intention of adding it on.
Well, they better find the intention.
Yeah, there's
Or
They're
else.
making-
a lot of games I don't jump on because I'll look at the details and I'll say multiplayer. I'm like, all right, cool. But then I look at it as local multiplayer, not online. Like,
I mean, I guess I'm cool with local multiplayer because of the fact that games that should be multiplayer aren't. So, maybe by a multiplayer, I mean like, hey, I've got this person over at my house. Let's just go ahead and team up and play this game. Because, there's games that I like to play with my wife, but the ones I want to play, they only work when you're logged in online. And I only have one PlayStation, so it doesn't really do me any good.
yeah.
Listen, step your game up. Get another PlayStation.
Yeah, okay. By the time that comes out, they come out with a PlayStation Championship Edition. Pro was last year. Now we've got PlayStation Champion.
It's
Let's just fight.
Capcom, not Sony. Or it's Sony, not Capcom. They won't pull that.
I get, yeah, okay.
They won't. No, the next one will just be the 5. Next year.
Probably right.
No, it'll be the 1, so it confuse everybody.
They're not Xbox. The next one's going to be the Xbox 2.
But let's spell it TOO. Aww. That'd
The
be cool.
Xbox 160. That's gonna cost $300.
It could be the Xbox 120. It's like they take a third of the 360 power and make it small, super small, and now it's a mobile device too. Ooh.
Still say the
Isn't
Xbox
that
One.
isn't that the Scorpio that's coming next?
Yeah, the Scorpio, or Project Scorpio.
Project Scorpio.
Yeah.
That's that cracks me up because people will not shut up about, oh, it's the next gen console, and
You know what'd be funny? If it's just like a Steam machine, everything is completely moddable. It just runs on the Xbox OS. Like you can dump whatever graphics card you want in there, and
well, that's not far from the truth because that's pretty much what they're doing now. Because now with the whole Windows 10 and Xbox integration, they're pretty much the same platform, the same ecosystem, right?
Yeah.
You have the Play Anywhere, so you buy it once, have it on Windows 10 and Xbox, and then they're basically trying to make it hardware agnostic. Like the platform is the operating system, not the hardware. You know what I mean? So
they're trying to turn it into Steam. So
pretty much.
My slight joke was accurate.
Yes.
Yeah, because
indeed.
they have UWP, so the Unified Windows Platform. So everything runs as an app, and yeah, that's what they're going towards. So what they're gonna probably do is make it so that games are auto sensing, and they'll see if you have the more powerful hardware or the older hardware, and they'll like step things up or down depending on what you have. Because they say that everything's gonna work backwards and forwards. Know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Xbox doesn't do backwards too well.
I like it. What don't you like about it?
Def Jam Fight for New York on the Xbox 360. Can you play it? How about Need for Speed Underground? Not 2, just Underground.
Wait, that's not about. But you talk about you said the function. And I talk about availability of games. That's different.
I'm just saying in general.
Compatibility.
It would be
backwards compatibility would be nicer.
Yeah. Instead of not giving me the entire thing, because what's the point of even making me or letting me play a second? Well, I mean, okay, never mind. I'm just complaining about the games that they had, because heck, if that's not proof that they're not willing to go all the way with it, then I don't know what else to tell y'all, because they only put out games that they thought would be good to play on the 360. But it doesn't make any sense to put out the sequel to the game whenever people might not have actually played the first one, or they can't find the first one. So,
well, a lot of that is the developers and the publishers saying no on it because there's money on the table. Look how many people wanted Black Ops 2 to be backwards compatible, and instead of doing that, now they just announced that there's going to be the remastered version of Black Ops 2.
Yeah, because they'll make more money off it that way.
Yeah, exactly. So the games that are available work really well. It's just the cash grab. There's nothing you can do about that. I wish we could be in a place where we could just. People say, "Oh, it's impossible to do that. The architecture, the hardware, not strong enough to emulate a previous console." I'm like, bullshit. I love the people that were like, "You can't do backwards compatibility because the Xbox One is only marginally stronger than 360." And like, yeah, well, emulation doesn't work like that all the time. You could, you can have a runtime, a virtual runtime that's like a multi-boot, or there's ways to do it so that you could pull it off. And they're like, "No, it's not gonna happen ever." And then it happened. They're like, "Oh yeah, I saw it coming." Like, shut the fuck up.
You've been naysaying it from the beginning.
Yeah, so many people were naysaying it. It's like, really? But I don't know. I like the unified approach because it's too soon to come out with the next gen console. Leaving people behind at this point would be stupid. Especially now that Xbox One is gaining traction and all that. And I think we're past the point of having new console generations. I think it's kind of dead, Like every generation has been less and less fanfare. So why not just have it more modular? Have it more. This is the updated version of last year's model and stuff like that.
It's not dead yet. I mean, if they're doing Project Scorpio, surely they're going to do a Project Goldfinger as well as a Project Octopussy. I mean, Anything's possible.
Right, but
Yeah, it's not dead. It's going to be more like it'll be a faster turnaround time. It's going to be like cell phones.
right, that's what I'm saying. It's not gonna be like, you know, a huge event. It's gonna be more like an ongoing thing, like you see with cell phones. 'Cause cell phones are a yearly thing, and you know, for some people it's a huge event, but you know, not really that.
Apple still turns around. Apple still turns around and makes it a huge event.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
And they're going to always want to be selling the new consoles, so they're going to have exclusives on the new consoles, which will force people to upgrade.
you can still have flagship
They did,
releases.
They did
within
put
those.
Doom on Windows 95. Something to think about.
The point is,
They had Portal on a Apple II.
yeah, but here's the thing: what everybody's missing is you can still create that fanfare without having generations as we know them now. Right? Because if Scorpio releases next year and it is a whole new console generation and they're leaving everybody behind, the dumbest thing they could do. It's too soon for new generation. This generation, for both PS4 and Xbox One, it's just getting its footing now. Like, people are just now really jumping on board and people are really putting out games now. Like, the first 2 years didn't really count. Like, there was nothing, you know? So...
Yeah, that's what happened with the PS3 and the 360. The 360 had a 1 year lead up, but it was still, if I remember correctly, it was the same thing. There were not a lot of games until the mid to late cycles.
Yeah. I mean, even till the very end, they started squeezing out extra bits of power, so...
Yeah, true.
So, you know... For those that I can't wait when a Scorpio comes out, people just eat their hats because, like, it's very different saying it's a next generation console and saying it has next generation specs. That's what people are not getting. You know, it's not just a marketing thing. It's a matter of how you position the product, how do you support it, what kind of infrastructure you set up. If you say, hey, we're going to use the current infrastructure, but we're just going to increase the power under the hood so the games will run better and developers have a little more wiggle room. Easy. That's something easy to execute.
If it's not better than the PS4 Pro, it's dead in the water.
True.
Oh, they already said
Very
it
true.
is.
They've said it, but we'll see what is to be seen.
I mean, raw processing power, that doesn't really tell you much, but as far as the raw processing power, it's already better. But that's a given, because that's the cost of coming out first. Someone could just say, oh, you know what, let's put out that, they got a 1.6 gigahertz, oh, let's put out the 1.7. And then we can say we have a cajillion teraflops and floppy dildos.
All the teraflops. All of them,
I thought
ever.
you were going to go to a petabyte.
Yep, that's going to be the next thing. The first person to jump on the next freaking prefix is going to win. Oh, Terra, that's sold last year. This is freaking peta. And this is...
Not for real. It's petabyte. I think petabyte is the next one. Sounds weird, but it is.
It's also going to be constant dick measuring. That's really what it comes down to. Anyway,
You better
my
make sure you run it
roguelike...
down.
My roguelike is Dungeon of the Endless. And Crypt of the Necrodancer is close because that's a really unique title. I don't know if you guys played this yet. I know it just released this year on PS4, I believe. Well, last year, 2016. But it's a rhythm, you know, game where you dance. It's kind of like little disco squares light up, kind of Billie Jean style, and you dance and you kill things and you loot the dungeons and you upgrade, and it's pretty dope. And then when you die, your run ends. It's a pretty awesome game. But Dungeon of the Endless is just, that's a game I keep going back to, and it never gets old. Risk of Rain could be that game, but they fucked up the online multiplayer, and that breaks my heart. It's almost impossible to host a match in that sometimes. Anyway,
Yeah, once I beat Rogue Legacy,
once I
beat Rogue Legacy, it was over. I was like, I don't have any need to go back.
Yeah, that's the sad part about that game. It's so brilliant, but when you beat it, it's it. How long?
It's like, oh, I can do it again
How long do you
with
think it took?
slightly
you
more
to get
difficult
there?
enemies.
How long do you think it took you?
About a month.
Like how many hours you think of grinding?
I played on the PS4, so it doesn't actually keep track of time. But I don't know.
Did you fill out a lot of your upgrades? Like, you know how you could get different towers?
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm garbage at that game. I had to level up.
So you if you filled out a good amount of them, you could probably safely say you spent about 80 hours or so.
Probably 80 to 100. I put my time in there.
Yeah.
Which again, you do something for 80 to 100 hours in a month, you're gonna get bored of it.
That is very true.
It just happens.
Division Underground
That's a good
for a G36 that they immediately nerfed.
I love it.
Mm.
Yeah, the G36 is still cool though, but yeah, they did nerf it.
Yeah, but it was a lot more powerful before they nerfed it.
That's just the nature of MMOs, man. That's what they do.
I mean, true, but like, let it at least breathe for a while before you're like, yeah, this gun is too powerful. Yeah, this
Or-
bacon.
You beta test it beforehand properly, so you know that, oh, this is going to be meta breaking. Let's not do that.
I guess it's easy to roll out apologies over patches.
They do have a
So-
Isn't that
PTS
like
though. That's the thing though. They have the private test server, and they test stuff out. But sometimes they still don't find things to break the game until it's already rolled out. I don't know. Because Division players is just like Destiny players. Like the ones that play it every day are very dedicated, and if there's an exploit, they will find it.
Very true.
Especially
Glitch
PvP.
everything.
Ugh. Yep, everything's a glitch. It's like speedrunning. All right, next category: best palate cleansers. So these are generally I consider the palate cleansers games that they are generally fast paced. You could jump in and out anytime. Maybe they have frequent save points. This is something that it's a nice change of pace. Doesn't really stress you out. It's just when you want to just play something different and kind of break up your normal playlist, your normal routine. That's where you go to. That's a very loose definition, but you get the idea. You just want to refresh. Like cleanse the palate. It's like, all right, that game left a bad taste in my mouth. Or, maybe I'm tired of shooting. Let me play something different. That kind of thing. So some of our nominees include Speedrunners, Crypto the Necrodancer, Dungeon of the Endless, Coin Crypt, Card City Knights, and Spelunky. Are there any ones you guys want to add in there that we missed?
I need to buy Spelunky.
Spelunky's fun.
Thing.
That's one of those games I need to own. Because it looks so much fun.
Did you ever play the Broaderbound NES game, Spelunker?
Probably.
That game was rage-inducing. Spelunky takes that, and it takes that formula and adds a nice level of polish. It makes it less frustrating. It's a good game. It's a really good game.
We got here.
Trying to think.
Yeah, you're still thinking. I'll let you think. Because this is a tough one. Because I would say Dungeon of the Endless, but that game is too involved to be like a palate cleanser. Because then I always want to play it more and more, and then the next thing I was like, damn, I had shit to do. So it might be between Crypto the Necrodancer and Speedrun. You know what? I think I'm going to say Speedrunners, because as you know, Crypto the Necrodancer, because that game is a quick one and done. You can play a bunch of rounds and in a small amount of time. Whereas Speedrunners is very competitive, and maybe just by that nature, it's not as good as a palate cleanser because it may piss you off.
Bloodborne.
Shoot, nah.
Bloodborne as a palate cleanser? Alright.
Yeah, buddy.
You must have some masochistic tendencies.
I always
like-
come back to that game if I'm bored of the other games that I'm playing, or if I'm just like, meh, tired of this.
When I think of a palate cleanser, I think of something where it's not going to piss you off too much, something like Starbound or like a Terraria, because I know, yeah, it's like you're still like exploring, but yet you're doing it on your own terms. You don't have to run and go get this done or do this. It's just play your style, and build what you want. So I'll go with the Starbound on that one.
An honorable mention to Downwell if you haven't played that game yet on mobile, and it's on Steam and I think just about every platform now. That game is so simple on the surface, but super duper fun. And even though you die a lot in it, it's not frustrating. You just want to keep trying to see if you get further in it. It's a cool game. All right, next category. This is a term that we made up. Well, at least I never seen it anywhere. It's a GAAP, game as a platform, kind of like software as a platform, software as a service. You know what I mean? And these are games that are not just games, but they're also Echo came back, Warchild. I'm like, I didn't know if I was just that congested. I'm like, no, it's not me this time. All right. So these are games that have kind of forged their own ecosystem, and they've become like their own thing, like their own self-encapsulated, self-encompassing kind of thing, and like they're just their own universe. They could probably be their own country if they wanted to, There's they got a community, they got a virtual economy, et cetera, mods and tools and all that kind of stuff. Maybe even developed a special engine. Like for example, Giant Software, the people that do Farming Simulator, which is Obi's favorite game in the whole wide world. They have the engine, a Giant engine, which is pretty neat. So these are games like Overwatch, Smite, Rainbow Six Siege, Destiny, Killer Instinct, Gary's Mod, StarCraft 2, and of course GTA 5 or GTA Online. Yeah, the same thing, really.
GTA 5.
Huh?
Gary's Mod was built specifically to be just a platform.
Yeah. So maybe... So you think maybe that would exclude it because that's what it was supposed to be all along?
Yeah, that was the intention.
Yeah, that's a good point.
They didn't make it thinking that it was going to be something else. They knew what they were doing.
It's like before someone plays Gary's Mod, like I like it, but there's no campaign. Needs more water. 5 out of 10.
You're kind of missing the point there, buddy.
Just go sit down. Go sit down. It'll be all right.
See, I look at like Overwatch. Now we're seeing that game evolve with the way they did the whole arcade thing, restructured everything, and you get to loot more frequently. It's becoming more, dare I say, immersive. And I know that word's thrown around a lot, but when you go into Overwatch, it feels like it's its own thing, like its own little world, right? Kind of like Smite's the same thing. Like Smite has all the news and everything in there. You go in there and it just kind of sucks you in. Like it's not just playing the game and forget about it when you're done. Like there's a whole support system, a framework around it. And I like that. Like right now, World of Tanks is another good example of that. Of course, Destiny does it. Yeah. They have the companion app too, so that works there. I really like what they've been doing with Siege, especially the new update that just released a couple days ago. Like that UI, it's a lot more snappy, and it lets you know all the events that are going on, and huge improvements. Heck, you could even argue Division is kind of becoming its own thing. So this is a tricky one.
Yeah, I'm not. I don't know, because most of those games I didn't play much of, so I'll just pass.
Well, you could pick another one that you it'd have to be one of those.
Yeah, I got nothing for it.
All right. What about you, Warchild?
I guess out of all of them, I'm familiar with the Division and Destiny the most, but I'd probably say Destiny, you know, because that's one I keep going back to.
Alright. And for me, even though Siege is Bay, I'm going to give it to Smite just because they're really good about tying in Twitch, their companion app. They have all these in-game events. And the way they just cross-promote everything, and it just feels so seamless, transitioning from one channel to another. You know, that the Smite experience follows you everywhere you go, really, if you wanted to. And when I look at a platform, if that's an important thing, is to have that those constant hooks in you, for lack of a better phrase. You know, just keeps you hooked in there. Siege is right behind it, but you know, that community still feels a lot more niche, whereas Smite, I think, is becoming so huge that even if you don't play Smite, you've heard of it. It's everywhere. All right, best social game, and this could be tabletop or digital. This is, you know, a game that gives you an excuse to get together with friends. Just for the sake of being fair, no D20 games, so no Dungeons and Dragons or anything based on D20, because that's too easy.
Yeah, that kind of requires you to have people that you know.
Stranger Things.
But other than that, everything else is open. Munchkin is in here. Imagine If. One of my favorites. What's yours like? Oh, God. The Jackbox and Cards Against Humanity.
Jackbox has been making a big push lately.
Yeah, they are.
With the newer one, the whole big bundle that came out. I've definitely seen that a lot more than any of the other games, at least on Twitch or among the people I know that play games.
Yeah.
It's a good group activity. I'll have to give it to that one.
And Jackbox has an unfair advantage because it's digital.
I just got my head chopped off. God.
So does Tabletop Simulator.
Yeah. Well, we can't put that in here because that's a collection of a whole bunch of other games, but yeah.
That's every game.
Magic has always been a good one.
They got that, just about everything. Yeah, but Magic is too competitive. I think when you have something be competitive, it makes it less social.
Too competitive to just be friendly goofing around.
It depends.
Because you're not getting into fist fights over Cards Against Humanity.
Yeah.
So true.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, if we would say Magic, then I'd throw in Yu-Gi-Oh! And Naruto the card game,
and I'll leave.
No, Yu-Gi-Oh! Is good.
But you can have, like if you're playing with a best friend of yours, you could have good Magic matches and question each other about how you decided to create your deck, because
yeah, but see, that's a lot of ifs. That I'd say in a typical setting, though, like typically if you're playing even with randoms like Cards Against Humanity, it's a good time. Munchkin,
true.
Thing, you know. Jackbox.
Cards Against Humanity is fun, though. I will give it that.
Magic, you know, how often do you play Magic or any CCG game, and it's like you're just goofing around, and you'll tell the guy, like I love it when I'll tell the guy, oh, I'm just testing out these decks for funsies, you know, I'm not playing seriously, and they go in there and put their best deck, and I spent $1,500 on this one card, and then oh, one turn kill, boom. Like, that's not fun. It's like, and then they're like laughing about like jumping up on the table like, ha ha, I beat you, puny human. And they, wow, you need to get out more. and that sounds like an exaggeration, but I challenge you. Go into a local hobby shop and go there often enough. You'll start seeing those assholes are quite common.
That is true.
It's the same few people, and then like everybody just walks away with it, just lowering their head, like, just chase people out of the store, like, leave and don't you come back. Damn.
I think that's why I don't really go to hobby shops, because I'm like, I don't want to deal with that, Just want to get out there, have fun.
Well, and it's
in
in those competitive games, right? If it's something more social, then not so bad.
No,
Yeah.
no, they are.
Yeah,
Even if
true.
it's like a freaking social game, they'll still be trying to prop up their fragile ego by beating you.
That's true. Actually.
Yeah, that is true.
Because I went not too long ago. I went to the hobby shop by me, and let's be playing D&D. And in my mind, if you're playing D&D in the public area, not in one of the closed rooms of the hobby shop, that tells me you're inviting new players. I mean, call me crazy. This seems like kind of why you would do it. Otherwise, you'd go to the person's house and do it, no? So I said, hey, I got some character sheets on me. Can I jump in on this? I could be an extra or something, or help you move the narrative along. And the DM just looked at me like I had a dick growing out of my eye socket. Like, I don't know.
And I think that's also kind of what makes it hard for, like me, I've always wanted to play D&D. I've never had a chance. But stuff like that makes it harder to actually get out and want to play or learn how to play or, just everything involving that game, to the point where you're like, well, I want to learn, but nobody's going to teach me, and plus I don't have anybody to play with. That's how I felt about Magic the Gathering. It's like when you would find somebody to play with, something would happen, and then they would just kind of disappear for a minute, and then you're by yourself with a bunch of cards.
See, we got to commit to doing D&D over Skype, like a lot of people have been doing. It's funny, before anyone was doing it on Twitch, we had the idea, we just never followed through on it. Not everybody's doing it, but it's doable.
Yeah, it's the new hotness for now.
Yeah.
Well, teach me, senpai. That's all I got to say.
Yeah, there's a good podcast I can recommend, Super Adventure Zone. Have you guys heard of that one?
No.
I've heard of Adventure Time.
It's no, not related. It's just a bunch of friends. Actually, I think they're all brothers. They're all family, actually, except maybe for one guy. And they do D&D, and it's pretty great. They're doing a story arc right now called the Wheel of Misfortune, I believe. Oh, and it's terrible because it's all like these impossible decisions. It's like, all right, you have to chop your dick off, or eat 1,000 nails with the semen of a giant two-headed orc or something like that.
You're digging too hard.
Yeah, I was like, but none of these sound appealing.
You digging way too hard. You need to cut it.
I'm just saying. You listen to it, and it's like you're cringing, like, oh God, no. It's great. You gotta listen. Anyway, yeah, it's not that hard to get into. It's just you need people that could go with the flow, and a good DM that will not be a dick and just try to keep things moving along. Have fun with it.
I never liked D&D.
Yeah, really? Why not? People are dicks.
I didn't like the high fantasy setting. I was never a fan.
Oh yeah.
I would play other tabletop games, not D&D. I'd play like Old World of Darkness stuff and Cyberpunk.
Yeah.
Things like that. Not D&D. Not the traditional Tolkien-esque D&D. That was never my jam.
I gotta say, I used to really be all about the high fantasy, but I do think the cyberpunk and more the sci-fi stuff as a whole is easier to do and it's more fun. With high fantasy,
it's way more fun.
I think with high fantasy the problem is there's too many tropes that repeat themselves, and it gets kind of formulaic. Is that what you experience?
Yeah, it becomes just it's Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, everybody wants to fuck the elves, and dwarves are dirtbags, but they're good blacksmiths, and it's like you see it one, and you see it all. Yeah, I feel ya. But it's still fun.
Yeah.
We could do something.
Nah, the one that was the one that was more my favorite was Exalted. That was like that was a tabletop, basically anime. That shit was great.
Man, I'm
this is
still
going
behind.
back years though.
Yeah.
No, this. Trust me, this isn't behind. This is years ago.
I mean, that's what I'm saying.
We're
Like, I'm just behind on
a
playing
decade.
serious D20 games, like, consistently. I played here and there, but, like, consistently, nah. Now, like, most of the tabletop stuff is more one-and-done type things. Which, going back to our question here, my choice would be Imagine If, because that's a tabletop experience that's completely different. You know, I might even say, nah, I'm gonna stick with that. Imagine If, because it's all about scenarios, right? And similar to Cards Against Humanity, popular vote wins, right? So what you gotta do as a player, that's not be, you know, if you're not the czar of the round, so to speak, you have to kind of place your bet and try to think how everyone else will think, so you can be part of the popular vote and gain points, right? Because if you try to be contrarian, you actually lose. So it's neat trying to figure out how everybody else thinks about situations, especially when the situations pertain to you. You know, so you get into conversations about like, hey, why did you pick that, or why do you think I would go that way? You know, it's like it'll be scenarios like if you were, you know, forced to cannibalism, who do you think in your group will be the first to become a cannibal? You know, and you know, it seems so silly, but then you have to really think about it. It's like, and everybody throws out their card, it's a blind vote, and then when they flip them at the same time, you're like shocked, like, you picked me?
Among my friends, we've already had that conversation repeatedly. We've already accepted who will be cannibalized and why. We've already come to terms with that one.
Well,
yeah, more meat.
Who would be the first person to be consumed? That's a whole different discussion. Who looks the most delicious?
Yeah, that's where we started with it.
Dude,
who has less beard hair?
Who looks like they'll be less gamey? Because you don't want gamey meat like with a lot of tendons and chewy parts. It's like you're like choky on it. Like, oh damn.
Yeah. Nibble.
Oh man. So yeah, imagine if I highly recommend it, because it's just a really fun kind of game of self-discovery. Even if you play it with some strangers or mostly strangers, it's neat. Because, you know, people might just look at you and just based upon your looks make assumptions. You know, hey, who's the guy in this group that's most likely to drive a motorcycle off a cliff? Oh, look at that guy with the scrubby-looking beard and a bandana. Oh, he's got to be hit.
Beard and bandana. That was your name. I forgot about that.
Yeah, bearded hat. Taylor's bearded hat. I'll be bearded bandana. That's my thing.
So I'll be goatee and glasses.
There you go. But yeah, Imagine If, guys. It's a really cool game, especially at dinner parties. You know, Warchild, I would recommend if you and the wife have people over, this would be a good game to like build bonds and get discussions going. Kind of like we are about these categories.
Well, I know Cards Against Humanity is one of my favorite games. I've been meaning to get the starter deck for it, but you know, bills and everything kind of get in the way.
Yeah, they've been doing some promos on that though, so.
Yeah, you're right. I need to get it when it's still like less than 25 or something.
Yeah, or play it online. I got a place you can go.
Huh?
We used to do game nights on that all the time.
Yeah, you used to. You also used to do Retro Fridays.
Yeah. I remember those days. But that's actually not illegal either, because Cards Against Humanity has the Creative Commons license, so you could make your own clone of it with free license. They just charge when you buy their cards because they need to make money. Obviously, it's a little fun BT dubs. Best overall tabletop game. And we got Castle Panic, Zombie Dice, Pandemic, Catan. There's a few that we're missing here.
Zombies.
That's all you need.
Zombies. That's a good one.
Did you ever play Zombies?
Yeah. Is that the one with? Is that the tower-based one where you're like in a mall?
Yes.
Yeah.
Or there's like 15 different expansions at this point.
Dude, that game's been out for well over a decade.
I know. Back in high school, we pooled our money together and bought all the expansions that were available at that time and left them for ourselves at the comic book shop.
Dude, that's a great game.
I wonder who has them all now.
Shameless plug, The Complete Strategist. Love those guys. Check out their website. They got a lot of really unique stuff in there. One of my favorite hobby shops. One of the few things I miss about being up north, because I used to like going there. I mean, that place was so fully stocked you could barely walk in the store.
Dang. That's what's up, though.
Yeah.
They're trying to do Barnes & Nobles like that now. It's kind of sad, kind of cool, but...
Hobby shops are dead.
Depends on the hobby shops. But yeah, you're right. I mean, they went the way of the
Comic
arcade.
book shops.
Yeah.
Comic book shops are dead.
Nerds are digital now.
Yeah, there's plenty of hobbies, nerdy hobbies that you don't really do digitally. So
yeah. Well, I don't know.
Like toy shops.
I don't know about you guys, but don't you find it satisfying to go into like a Barnes and Noble or a Borders and like just peruse, like just walk through the aisles and look at the neat board games and gifts they have and magazines and all the random shit they have. Like, sometimes you find some gems in there, man.
Oh yeah, I prefer shopping in person to online. I like the deals that I get online, but I would rather go into a store and have it immediately.
Yeah, that's what kind of kills everything because of the fact you can get better deals online. It kind of kills the social aspect of being a geek or a nerd because of the fact that you have to go by everybody's review, not what one person said directly in front of you because of the fact that it's not there anymore. It kind of sucks.
Oh, I rarely took the advice of the comic book shop owner.
Yeah. Sometimes you get some really random advice.
Don't get me wrong, Mike was a good guy, but questionable tastes in a lot of things.
Tentacle porn? Say no more.
Probably.
As long as it's not spiky.
So you guys are both going with zombies?
Yeah, I'd go with zombies. You can't go wrong with zombies.
You know what? I need to mention this. Flux. How can I not have that there? Have you guys played Flux before?
Nope.
Oh, man. How about Are You the Werewolf / Mafia?
Yeah, I played that.
Okay. Those are classic. They actually have those available now as like fully illustrated card decks. But Flux is a game where the rules constantly change. So basically, you have a stack of cards that are your goals, and those swap out depending on what cards players have in their hands and they play, because there's action cards. And then you have other cards that can help you meet the goals. Like sometimes you might have a round where the goal is to make a sugar cookie. So you might need a card that has a picture of sugar on it and a card that has a picture of cookie on it, and then play it to win. And other times there'll be something crazy, like you have to have a shotgun and kill 50 zombies. Like it's crazy, like how much that game can evolve. And then you can screw over the other player. Like if they're about to finish the set and win, and they get out of the game, you can change the rules on them and be like, boom, no, now I win.
So it's like Uno on crack.
Yes, pretty much. Yep, exactly what it's like.
I still like me some Magic the Gathering, though.
You gotta keep
I'm
throwing
just
it.
saying. I'm just saying.
That Magic is a good one. But my pick here, it's between Castle Panic and Pandemic. You guys haven't played either of these?
Nope.
Not even Catan?
Nope.
We gotta play Katana. They have a free version of it online now. Katana, if you like Monopoly style games, we have to like trade resources to build stuff. You'll love Katana or Settlers of Catan for the proper name. All right, it's between.
I don't know why I'm thinking about mud games. That's God. I'm going back now.
Damn,
I
you're just
know.
going down memory lane, and it's gonna keep going back to Magic somehow.
It's a good game.
Alright, so Castle Panic is a tower defense game where all the players work together to keep the orcs and ogres and the giants from reaching the center where the castle's at. And you can build fortifications and use spells and all kinds of cool stuff. It's really neat. Have you guys played the Star Wars Battlefront game, the companion app on mobile?
No.
I heard it was. I just heard that game was bad. That's why I never touched it.
Yeah.
Especially after hearing that there was no reticles. So.
I don't know why people say it's bad. It's
Side note, as far as companion apps, they already have the Ghost Recon Wildlands companion app out.
Well, check out the companion app for Star Wars Battlefront because it has a standalone game in there, and then you'll understand what I'm talking about when I say Castle Panic.
But that's kind of most companion apps nowadays, though. Like Dying Light had one, and even Metal Gear Solid they had one too.
Yeah. The Division was supposed to have one, and
Yeah, they screwed that up.
Yeah.
Ubisoft.
But Castle Panic, I definitely recommend. A Pandemic. Have you guys played? What's the name of that game? The virus game.
Plague.
Plague. It's Plague.
I think it's actually it's Plague Inc. I think, but it's on sale right now. I think on PS4. Either that or it's free.
Well, you know how Plague Inc. Your goal is to spread the virus.
Yeah.
Yep.
Pandemic is the opposite. You have to stop the spread, and every player plays a different role. Like you could be the pilot. They can use a helicopter to move players around the board easier, so they can stop the spread of the disease. You could be the scientist who could research cures faster, all kinds of stuff like that. And it's neat because like the game is you play against the board, and sometimes if there's an outbreak and it hits another outbreak, it'll cause like a chain reaction. All of a sudden, you'll have a whole country or continent that's infected, and yeah, that game gets crazy. So if you like Plague Incorporated and Pandemic and stuff, you gotta try. Oh, and they have the Pandemic app now, as a matter of fact, and I think they have a free version of it that has multiplayer. Now that I think about it, or maybe it's a paid app. It might be like a $5 app. So if you guys do check it out, let me know, and we can play that together. That's a really good game.
I know Plague was an app too, and
Yep. And then they ported it over everywhere.
yeah, good game though. Somebody was actually playing on YouTube, and they created a xenomorph Plague.
Well, that's
That's
cool.
pretty cool.
Yeah. See, Pandemic doesn't get as involved in the virus aspect of it. It's more about controlling it and like researching cures and all that stuff. You'll see, but if you like Plague Corporate, I think Pandemic you'll enjoy as well. But I'm gonna give it to Castle Panic because even though pandemic is awesome, it does have a bit of setup time. It's harder for newer players to get into, and it's one of those games where it's not as bad as Risk, but by the time you finally get the game going, depending on how your friends are, you might have some flaky friends, and then the game won't be done, and you're frustrated because of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Castle Panic is
just
pretty,
like Risk.
Yeah, exactly, just like Risk. Yeah, because Risk is great, but Jesus, I mean, you might need months to finish one session.
Yeah, that's way too much of a commitment for most people.
Yeah, sadly, and it's a shame because I really, really love Risk in all its iterations. I love the licensed versions of it too, even Lord of the Rings Risk. But one person kicks the table by accident, and all the pieces fly all over the place. Oh God!
I want to throw out the Doom board game.
Dude, I thought I was gonna be in the Doom kick, but you actually are beating me. All right, Doom board game.
There's a Doom board game? Hang on.
Yes, there is.
There's
If there's a Doom comic book, you better believe there's a Doom board game.
There's a Dark Souls board game too.
I figured that would just be Monopoly.
Now, here's the best newish family game. It could be digital or tabletop. And when we say newish, it could be something that has like a recent iteration of it. Maybe within 3 to 5 years release, something like that. A very liberal guideline here. So we have Zombie Dice, Catan Jr., Get Bit, and Pokemon.
Oh God!
I guess we can say specifically
Pokemon's the
Pokemon
only
Go.
one I have.
What's that?
Pokemon's the only one I have experience with.
Yeah, and it does get people out of the house.
Yeah. Yeah. I can't argue with that.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with Catan Jr. because I was able to get one of the youngest. At the time, he was only 3 years old and no kind of attention span. And he was really into this game. Like, he actually focused, even though it wasn't a video game. And he loved the whole aspect of trading cards with each other to get different resources. And it started to click with him, like, oh, if I have, a parrot and 2 gold nuggets, I could build a road, or I could do this, And he started figuring it out. It was really neat to see someone so young figuring out the mechanics of the game, because I think the minimum age limit was supposed to be 4, and he was just under it. And he picked up on it. It was just cool, and the cards are really like thick and tangible, and they have a nice little kind of like nice feel to them. Little things like that I think make a big difference, especially in a family game where you're trying to get everybody into it. And as an adult, it's still fun because you have to be shrewd and make deals and try to survive. Like, it's still a challenge there for everybody. So I really recommend Catan Jr. if you have kids. Ideally, between age range, I would say 4 through teens. It's perfect. It runs the full gamut. It's a good game.
Yeah, except for that, they'll be a little older and can just play the real version of the game.
That's true. Like, but if it's an excuse to get everybody together in a family, Catan Jr. is like the least common denominator. Because Catan might be too hard for the youngins. It's a lot more complex. Another thing I like about Catan is that even though it's very similar to Monopoly, it doesn't result. It's less involved in some aspects, and it's less setup involved, right? And there's less of the freaking asshole shit like, oh, I'm going to give you Boardwalk and all of my properties for $1 just so I can be a dick to everybody else. Like, you don't really see that kind of stuff happen usually. Like,
no one I've ever played against has pulled that.
In Monopoly?
No, everyone's out to win. Everyone's cutthroat. I've never had someone just be like, nah, I'm going to just pool all my resources over here to screw that person. It's like, no, I want to win.
You have good friends.
Everyone.
Then. Wait, but you're telling me you never had a friend that they pretty much know they're gonna lose because I'm in the middle of a whole bunch of hotels and my next roll I'm gonna go bankrupt, so I might as well get rid of all my shit now.
No, they try to find a way out of it.
You have some good friends.
They'll wheel and deal.
I don't know. Like, what if you're in a situation where all you have is like a railroad and $200?
Then you accept your fate.
Better make the best railroad you ever got. Out of gingerbread, that's all I know.
I got really railroad. I'm gonna win this game. Yay! Oh man. I mean, even if you have
I would abuse.
both of these children,
I would abuse children.
Oh, make bad choices with them.
Yeah, you have to. I think that's a requirement in the game. If a child's playing, you have to try to try to con them in some way.
That's right. Give me the graham crackers, and I'll give you this graham cracker, and you can have this, okay?
Yeah, you do some backroom dealings. Like, yeah, I'll give you 2 graham crackers for your boardwalk and Park Place. You don't really want those anyway. Blue's bad. There's only 2 of them. That's why it's bad. The good ones have 3. Or they're purple. See those 2 purple there? The Mediterranean, the Baltic? That's what you want. That's what you want.
Oh, I'm not joking. I will be a slumlord. I will take both of those, put hotels on them quick.
Yeah. Because it's sustainable.
You can build those up immediately.
Yep. Yeah, everybody goes for the top, like the yellow, green, blue, and pink. Right, those are the most expensive ones. But yeah,
bless you.
I'm gonna die here. But the cheapies are the best ones because they're easy to develop, and people, for some reason, tend to land on them more.
Oh yeah. And early on, they don't really care or notice because they're like, "Oh, I just got paid. I'm fine."
Yep. So you're winning.
And all of a sudden, it's like,
snake bites. Yep. You sneak up on them. Yeah.
All of a sudden, it's like, "Oh, I'm now paying you $600 to land in the slums." Ooh.
Yeah, they notice it less because they're not spending like $1,000 or $2,000. It's like, oh, okay, whatever, it's a few hundred.
At the Ritz-Carlton on Martin Luther King Boulevard. Or Malcolm X Boulevard.
Well, speaking of which, did you hear Warchild about there was like some cop in my area on Laney Walker Boulevard, which is basically our Martin Luther King Boulevard, and he went in some building and inhaled some chemical and got sent to the hospital. Like, it was some bad shit. Like, damn, zombie apocalypse.
I know, right?
Was it a meth factory? If it was a meth lab, then yeah, I could see why you'd have to run to the hospital.
Yeah, sounds like it could have been. I mean,
well, I don't know. I need to follow up on it, but when I read the initial report on it, it was so obscure. It was like, he went to a building on the corner of Laney Walker and blah, and inhaled the chemical that caused him to bleed. But they didn't say what, like, what kind of building? Like, a meth lab? A warehouse? What's going on here?
What kind of bleeding are we talking about here?
Was it dark blood? Was it
blood
liquid?
just starts pouring out of his eyes?
Yeah, no, right.
Dude, I was like, yo, zombie apocalypse, get ready. then that asteroid's gonna hit that they're talking about, and then that's gonna like cause it to like propagate in the atmosphere, dude. It's all gonna come together.
What's this about an asteroid? What?
Something.
He's losing his mind now. I think the NyQuil's starting to kick in.
I'm definitely loopy. I swear, Degrassi said it. He can't lie. He said we're doomed.
I'm lost. I'm lost.
He said he's gonna get it. What? I'm not crazy. Tell the little green man stop touching me in the butt. What?
What?
No, I'm okay, guys. All right, next category. Everyone's like, slowly walking away.
I'm not even here.
All right, this is an easy one. Best classic family game. These are the ones we grew up with, you know, and games that went around forever. So we got Monopoly, Yahtzee, Dominoes, Guess Who?
Guess Who?
It's been around a while. Battleship, Uno, Stratego. Ooh, man, I'm surprised we didn't put bingo. That counts. Do you guys
That's
do a
not
lot of
really
bingo?
Family game. No.
No, we don't do bingo. That's like
Dude.
when you're older and you're about to retire or something.
See, yeah, my family must be weird because in our family reunions, like people of every age get together and we do, like when the little kids are in, we do like penny games. But then when the grown folks in, it's like a quarter and up, and we play like corners, head.
Degenerate gamblers. Got it.
Yep, pretty much. Yeah, you know, yeah, pretty much. Like we have a huge family, so like you get, 20, 30 heads there. Those quarters start adding up. Damn, I just realized I had a fucked up childhood.
Nobody judge you, see. It's okay.
Little kids smoking cigarettes, like, yeah, put me down for $1.
Oh, God.
Yeah, see? Tables being thrown, like, bingo, motherfucker!
Flip a table. That's like a Jamaican dominoes game or something. Go ahead. It starts off all friendly and everything, but when those bones start getting slammed on the table,
dude,
that's when it gets real.
Puerto Rican.
I still have no idea how to play dominoes the right way.
Dude,
Oh, it's fun.
I love dominoes. And the right way depends who you ask, because the American way that I found is spinner with the fives, multiples of fives. That's how you score. But Puerto Rican, Dominican, pretty much anybody from the Caribbean, everybody else other than crazy white folk, we play it way different. We score differently.
Yeah, I think Mexican dominoes was like, what, 24? I'm like, what? How am I going to get a multiple of 5 out of this?
Yeah, the way we play it is just whoever gets to exit the game first wins, and then you just count the pips. That's it. Yeah. So like if you are able to force the game to end, like by making it so no one else can take a turn, and you still have dominoes left, but you have the smallest hand, then you would take everybody's dominoes and count out all the pips. But then sometimes we play with bonuses. Like there's bonuses for the first few rounds. There's bonuses if you end with if you lock the round with like both ends matching having the same number. If you end with a double 0, that's Kapiku, and yeah, we got all those kind of crazy rules. So like you get 100 points there, 200 points there, it gets nuts. But yeah, that's how we do it, yo.
I don't even think you're speaking English at this point.
I was trying to figure it out too. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, okay.
We'll play dominoes.
Take your word for it.
We'll play dominoes.
Someone listening to this podcast now understands. One person gets it.
Actually, Kapiku is when the numbers match on both ends. I forgot. Oh, when it's a blank, it's chuchazo. That's what they call it. Chuchazo! Psh. It's been a while since I played with my family in dominoes.
I like chorizo. Chorizo's pretty good.
Oh, chorizo's delicious.
Yeah.
But, so what? What are you guys thinking for your best classic family game?
Chorizo.
All right, so I'm gonna put you down for guess who, or child.
I'm going with guess who.
All right.
Wow, I can't even believe it. Did that come out in 2016?
No, I said the classic family game. They're still releasing new versions of it. They're still putting it out there.
Mass Effect, guess who?
That's gonna be a thing. How about you, Beard?
Shepard, Rex.
Yeah, Monopoly's pretty dope. That's always the go-to. That's been around forever.
Yeah, you play that even over Uno?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Go Monopoly over most things just because Monopoly is, like I said, it's entertaining to crush someone completely.
Yeah. The easy choice might be dominoes here, and I could play dominoes anytime. I love dominoes. There's so many ways to play dominoes. But I'm gonna throw a little curveball. I'm gonna say Yahtzee. Just because that's another thing I have really fond memories, you know, family reunions playing Yahtzee. And they got that rainbow Yahtzee where now you can bet on colors too, and that's a whole other layer.
That sounds like Donald Trump Yahtzee.
I see what you did there.
Yeah, I did.
So yeah, that's my choice right there. So next one, getting back to the video games, best expansion or DLC. We have The Division, Survival, Operation Red Crow for Rainbow Six Siege, Operation Skull Rain, same game, Operation Dust Line, same game, Killer Instinct Season 3, Dungeon of the Endless had the Deep Freeze DLC, which I believe came out last year. At least I played the shit out of it last year. And of course, a game that people are still talking about today, Witcher 3 and the Blood and Wine expansion, which I still have to get to that game. I hear so many good things about it. So guys,
Dark Souls.
oh, Dark Souls. Oh yeah. What was the expansion that you played for Dark Souls 3?
Something about a king, I
Shit,
believe.
it's called. No, it's not. It's Ashes Arendelle? I think it was Ashes Arendelle. That might be the next one. But the DLC for could go with Bloodborne as well. That was December of 2015, so that's kind of on the cutoff line. But both of those, because it's more Dark Souls, and more is better than less.
Alright, alright. You know, honorable mention to the Elder Scrolls Online, when they came out with the Hrothgar expansion, that was pretty dope. That's a huge
No one's
world.
playing Elder Scrolls Online.
Yeah, say that to the 300 plus members I have in my guild that keep harassing me to play the game.
Well,
There's
I
the only
might
300 people
might go back
playing.
to it because of the Vardenfell expansion with Morrowind coming back. Just saying.
Yeah, and Morrowind's gonna definitely have the bring about a big resurgence, but that game is always active. I really enjoy it. I just had to make a decision not to play it because it was just sucking my life away. I gotta find a way to discipline myself and be able to play it a little bit here and there and get stuff done, but not like feel like it's a job, because it's like it just sucks you in. It's like, oh, I gotta grind this and I gotta do this, and it never ends. It's an endless loop, man. MMO's dangerous. Alright, my choice here is between The Division, Survival, and I really liked Operation Red Crow on Rainbow Six Siege because it brought the Japanese operators, and I really like what they brought to the table. I'm gonna give it to The Division Survival just because that changes the gameplay so much that I don't know. I always have stuff to do in The Division, but this definitely is breathing some new life into the game, and now they're coming out with the Last Stand expansion, which seems to be a whole new thing too. So definitely heading in the right direction with the DLC, the expansions for The Division. Watch out! Did you make a pick?
I'd probably have to give it to what was that Destiny expansion that came out? Rise of
Doom
Iron.
doesn't have any DLC.
Actually, Doom's had a multiplayer DLC, which is actually pretty good. But you know, like I said, Destiny's my staple game. I gotta stick with that, and I'll go Rise of Iron.
All right. All right.
Despite the fact Doom, awesome.
Now we're gonna get to some characters in games. First up, best female lead. We got Vic Chu from Dead Rising 4, Tracer from Overwatch, Widowmaker from Overwatch, Neith from Smite, Aphrodite from Smite, Max from Life is Strange, or Chloe. We'll throw you guys a bone. Kate from Gears of War 4, Ash from Siege, and Nova from Heroes of the Storm. Yeah, you got a nice little variety here. And mind you, and everybody's be like, well, they're gonna think, well, the female lead has got to be a good story, and not necessarily. It's a character that's memorable, that people talk about. Maybe there's a lot of fan art about. Something about it makes that character just stick out.
It's always Laura Croft.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that did come out in 2016 on PS4 and PC.
Mm-hmm. Definitive collection. That was probably the best Tomb Raider there's ever been.
Yeah.
Better than fucking Tomb Raider 3 on the PS1.
Let's see.
Yeah, that is true.
I still love
That
the
is true.
first one, as janky as it was. Tank controls and all.
Ugh.
Ugh.
Because the first one just threw that curveball, like, it was a very grounded story, and it was still pretty grounded even after you ran into the T-Rex, and all of a sudden, motherfucking aliens. Like, what? How did this happen?
Yeah, that was so random.
Yeah.
But it really was such a good game back then. There was nothing else really like it. Not that I remember, but then again, I was 10.
Yeah, and just the way that game, for most of it, it would be so quiet, and you just felt so lonely, right? And then all of a sudden, when you ran into enemies or you ran into another, like an NPC, it just rocked your world, right? It was so significant every time you had any kind of encounter. And other than that, it was just you against this lonely environment, barely putting together clues and figuring out what's really going on as you go along, just trying to survive. Like, it was ahead of its time, man. The way it told that story, dare I say, it was the Dark Souls of its time. Very unforgiving, leaving you little morsels of story here and there.
Tomb Raider?
Go back and play it. He's onto something.
Yeah, dude.
I mean, look, I'd say it was more the Dark Souls of its time because of the dang tank controls. That's just me.
Yeah, the clunkiness, definitely.
It's like, oh no, an alligator is coming after me at a slow speed. And then you take forever to turn around, but by the time you turn around, the alligator kills you.
I mean,
that was most games at the time.
Yeah, exactly. Like, going back to it now is brutal. And, yeah, maybe perhaps at the time you realized that there had to be a better way, but that was the standard at the time,
Spyro wasn't like that. Spyro always turned around.
Listen,
I think Spyro was well after the first Tomb Raider.
Yeah.
But they made more Tomb Raiders after Spyro, and they still had the tank controls. I'm just saying.
Because after the first one, people liked it, so they kept it.
Tank controls.
Tank controls, garbage. Resident Evil 1, trash.
I mean, yeah. Resident Evil, let's face it, Resident Evil would not have been as tense as it was if it wasn't for the tank controls. Because most of the time, it was just fighting with the controls. Like, I'm running away from this really slow turtle demon creature that's trying to lick my butthole. But I have to slowly turn around and then start to run. Oh, but I'm shuffling and stutter stepping before I run for something. Oh, I ran into the wall. I gotta turn around and now run further. Like, and then you get a shitty camera. And then you run into a chair and you're stuck in between a chair and a table somehow. And, oh God. Sorry, I'm getting some flashbacks.
It was you go back and you play the old games and you're like, wow, how did this ever catch on?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. But
Like, play Final Fantasy 1.
see, now I've actually gone back to the original Final Fantasy. I still say that's one of my favorites of all time, but that's a hard game. Especially that last gauntlet you go through where the freaking dragon can take out your whole party with one attack. What the fuck?
Yeah. It wasn't exactly the best game. And so you go back and you play all those old games, you're like, wow, how did Legend of Zelda is the other one, you're like, how did people even figure this shit out?
Yeah. That game did not hold your hand at all. And, well, once in a while, the guy would give you a very kind of vague clue. Like, oh, there's a drop and it shines. That is the hope of the world. What? What the fuck?
Something about a waterfall.
What?
It's like, drop, waterfall, okay, I guess. It's something shiny, but Jesus Christ. The two lovers united across the world. Like, what? Like,
No idea what this guy's talking about.
so, like, I remember, I figured out where Ganon's lair was just because I knew there was a clue about two things, and I just looked for everything that was two together, and they stood out, and I just started dropping bombs and throwing candles and kicking it and pushing it everywhere I could until I finally found it. Dude, it was terrible.
I never beat the game as a child because I couldn't find level 2.
Oh, God.
Found all the rest of them.
Was that the water temple?
No, that's the one that it was right. It's in the middle of a field. It's where you get the second boomerang. It's real easy to find, but it's also really easy to miss.
Okay.
Like it's on this little side path that you swear you've walked through.
I think I remember what you're talking about. It's close to where the burning bush was at, where you gotta burn out one bush and it takes you to the little ogre. It's like, it's a secret to everyone. Like, what is? Are you doing some gay shit, dude? Is that your finger in my butt again? Dude, what did I tell you about that?
What?
Yeah, don't question that ogre. He gave you money.
Dude,
You owe him.
That dude was a total creeper because he's like, it's a secret to everyone. All of a sudden you have extra money. You're like, the fuck just happened? Because for a little
Either
while,
it's hush money.
dude, like the screen's dark briefly. Like, what was happening there?
And the world was never saved.
Go back. I'm telling you, I can't make up this shit. But all right. So back to best female lead. What are you looking at, Warchild?
I got lost after the whole button finger thing.
Tomb Raider.
So on that, I guess we'll go Widowmaker from Overwatch for the button finger thing.
Because you love that booty. Got it.
Is that the topic? What's the topic again? I don't know. I'm so lost.
Best
that's
female
cool.
lead.
Right. Okay.
You know, I was gonna say Neith from Smite because she has the best costumes in the game, and she's also, it so happens she's one of the best characters in the game. But you know what? You said Widowmaker. I'm gonna go with that too, especially because the freaking the hentai they have out there. Like, she really has a good booty. It's great. She's the best lead for sure.
I see. No love for the classics. Got it. Widowmaker's not even a lead character.
She's leading with that booty.
Come on. Winston's the lead character of that game.
She's considered a lead because when you think Overwatch, there's like a handful of characters that come to mind: Tracer, Widowmaker, right?
Winston and Soldier 76.
Winston and Soldier, yeah.
Nobody thinks of him. He's old man. It's okay.
Old man 76.
No, I think he's considered one. Nah, yeah, he's pretty generic. I don't know. I'm trying to think on the promo materials. You definitely see a lot of Widowmaker and Tracer. I mean, Jesus, Tracer's everywhere.
It's all Tracer.
And Winston does the opening video, so he's definitely a mascot for the game.
Because he's a guerrilla scientist.
Hell yeah. If he was blue, he might remind me of some other character from a favorite property. Huh?
It does seem kind of familiar.
Just
Almost lawsuit level.
Yeah, almost. Blizzard, I love that. Blizzard
YouTube
did
would
it, though.
consider it.
Great bait.
YouTube would flag it, but it's Blizzard, so that they get a pass. Yeah. Yeah, Blizzard's good about treading that very thin line. All right, best male lead.
Great
We
bait.
have Winston from Overwatch. Oh, why did I write? I wrote Wilson. Wow, I'm retarded. Junkrat, because everybody seems to play him. Marcus Phoenix from Gears of War 4. Frank West, Dead Rising 4. Zeus from Smite. Thor from Smite. Thermite is Siege. And Raynor in Heroes of the Storm.
Rainer.
Nice.
Although Frank West is cool.
And we should say
I do
Raynor
like me some Frank West.
StarCraft 2.
From Dead Rising. The very first lead character that was a photographer that uncovered the whole thing.
Yep.
Yep. Well, he in Dead Rising 4, they made him.
Comes back and forth.
Yeah, they made him a lot more of a dick in this one. He's a real ass. I'm gonna go with the kind of cliche answer. I do like Frank West. I'm gonna go with Marcus Phoenix just because he's an older Marcus Phoenix. He's a curmudgeon-y guy, and I can relate to that. Except I'm not as buff as him, but you know, that's how I want to smack my kids up, and that's what
I think there's only one person in the world that's that buff, and it was some random old guy one of my coworkers saw in Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, I'd be scared to be like that buff. And then you see how like slow they walk.
You don't even need a car. You can just roadie run everywhere.
You'd be tripping and stuff against everything.
I've been frequenting the gym, so I see plenty of giant freaks. Plenty of them.
It's scary.
That look like Marcus Phoenix? Because, I mean,
Yeah.
that's
There's some big ass dudes.
pretty deep.
All right, hey, this is a fun category, and we'll probably stop it here.
He gets stuck underneath the bench press. Revive me!
All right, you guys ready? You guys ready?
Yeah.
Listening.
Best non-human or undead character.
Human or undead. Just really reaching there, Yogi.
Yeah, it's we're having fun with this. So we have BT from Titanfall 2, Winston, because even though he is male, he's not human as well, so it counts. Fenrir in Smite, Izanami in Smite, Zagara in Heroes of the Storm, Diablo in Heroes of the Storm, and just for shits and giggles, Alexis /Siri /Cortana.
Lord.
You guys don't have to pick any of these. You could pick another one.
I don't know.
Diablo in Heroes of the Storm.
Alright.
Yes, I said Diablo.
I don't know. I liked Junkrat, or not Junkrat, Grey Rat in Dark Souls. He was undead. He had the saddest story.
That made me want Dark Souls 3.
Go get Dark Souls 3. Go get
One
it.
day. I still gotta finish 2, and yes, I'm actually working on 1.
You don't need to finish 2 to get to 3.
I know, but I feel like if I'm not putting a dent in 2, then why am I gonna start a new game? That's how I look at it.
3's... Here's the thing. 3 is
The easiest.
surprisingly easy.
Yeah. That's what I
They
hear.
just rain bonfires on you like you wouldn't believe.
I like that one area you were in. That I really enjoyed that one stream you were doing when you were fighting against those guys that had the candles. That's a really
in
cool
the
mechanic.
yeah.
Guys, like, what? Why the fuck is your life like slowly ticking down? And you're like, oh yeah, if those candle guys stay close to me too long, and then your life goes out. Like, that's creepy as fuck. I don't know
Prison,
why, but
yeah.
that fucked with my head. Like, ooh, I don't like that. Like, get out of my space.
It's almost like a Toon Berry off of Final Fantasy.
Dude, it is.
Yeah, they'll bury you down to 1 HP quickly.
Ugh.
And they don't look like very friendly visitors either. They look kind of creepy. They kind of...
Yeah, they're not the most pleasant of enemies.
Yeah, they're definitely not. Have you seen is it the Conjuring where they have the crooked man? You know what I'm talking about?
Not a clue.
You talking about the one where? Oh God, it was the one that came after the lipstick demon.
No, I know what you're talking about though. No, the crooked man is like this, like it's supposed to be like this British like lullaby, but it's kind of creepy, and it's about a crooked man that does a crooked walk. Well, in the Conjuring, the creature actually comes to life, and he's like this demon with like a top hat, but he looks all fucked up. Like he's got like a fucked up face, and he's all like discombobulated. It's just I don't know, something about it just fucks with me. Like, doesn't sit right. That's what I think of when I saw those little candle guys. Anywho,
Crazy.
Yeah. Play me some more Dark Souls.
I'm gonna go with BT because I really like the banter from your robot companion in Titanfall 2. It made the campaign that much more enjoyable, surprisingly. And I usually don't finish single player things.
I think I'm gonna break down and get Neo. You guys keep talking about Dark Souls, and I keep seeing gameplay footage of it.
Neo is more Ninja Gaiden than it is Dark Souls.
It kind of reminds me of Onimusha.
Ooh.
Mixed with Dark Souls and aspects of Ninja Gaiden.
There are no iframes.
So
you're not going to be fucking rolling around like full-on Dark Souls status here, but...
Yeah. And ironically enough, Onimusha had tank controls, and I like that game. Figure that out.
Tank controls.
See, talking about these old games. Next week we'll talk about games that we wish were revisited somehow. So this should be an interesting conversation. But that is all for tonight, folks. Before we close it out, let's see how we could connect with each other. Beard, where can people find you when you're not podcasting with us?
You can find me Monday nights over on my Twitch channel, beard_and_hat. Or you can find me on Twitter, Beard and Hat. And that's about it. If you're in Central Connecticut, I'll go and drink coffee with you. Maybe.
Nice. Warchild.
So,
How about you?
Pretty much everything is Warchild Games, especially WarchildGames.com. I'm on Twitter. I am on Facebook. I am also on Twitch, but I've got 2 Twitches now. I'm probably going to be in the process of trying to convert them into one. So, but yeah, everything is Warchild Games. Also, SoundCloud underneath Warbound Radio.
Oh, word. Yeah, we gotta add your show to the feed, to the mixed feed, so you'll show up on our listings. Also, don't forget to put a link to your new channel. You can always redirect people from your old channel to a new one, you know. We've moved over here, you know. Especially people that listen to the past episodes.
Pardon our mess.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, see? Alright, and I'm Yogizilla everywhere. You probably won't find me anywhere next couple of days until I'm trying to recover, get caught up on work. But eventually, we'll get back to doing our gaming nights right here on the Geeky Antics Twitch channel. And we'll do more Xbox events. And yes, Retro Friday it will be a thing again. So if you want to keep me company out there or help carry that torch, let me know. At Yogizilla on Twitter, and I'm Yogizilla pretty much everywhere else. Twitter, is this Twitter? Yes, Twitter. Twitter's good. And also Twitter. Xbox Live. Xbox Live is good too. Yeah. It's Steam. And yeah. But folks, this has been HorsePLAY Live. I'm sorry, I can hear, I got the monitor on and I can hear myself breathing. I'm trying to not do it, but I'm so congested. So yes, I am Darth Vader for the week.
Over there,
You got a Tazan
in the middle. Chocolate rain. Oh wait, copyright.
Is he still making new songs?
Possibly.
Yes. He streams on Twitch too.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I thought I saw him on Twitch, but it's like he fell off for a little bit. I gotta check him out.
Because it stopped being funny that he was there.
Took a break.
Yeah.
Took a break.
What a great voice, though. Gotta give him that. That's a Rick Astley voice where you hear the voice like that's a wonderful voice. Then you see the person like not what I was expecting. No? Okay.
Yeah, I agree.
We'll go with that.
I thought you were going more with that echo.
Oh.
Now?
Well, we're leaving anyway, so see you next week, folks. Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Take it easy. Remember, the rush is loud, so ride the lightning.
Thank you.